Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. Glad you're here today. Today's topic is paying an organization or a person to facilitate your claim. Does it make sense? When should you do it? How does that all work? And so, for me, it really boils down to this. There is a time and place where you should potentially pay an organization or a person to help process your claim. But most of the time, this is not the case. There's plenty of resources out there. So if that's something that you're interested in hearing more about, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps to circulate this through the masses of YouTube videos out there and get it in front of more of us who need this information. So with that being said, there are a couple parameters, in my opinion, that you need to be looking for when it comes to doing your VA claim. I am not a fan, although it can be done and people can do it. If you're that type of person that can research and do everything yourself, by all means, you can definitely file a claim yourself through eBenefits or through va.gov as they're transitioning. So with that, simply starting a claim, doing it yourself, simply starting a claim in that process through their online process will initiate what's called an intent to file. That intent to file is essentially a stamp that date stamps your claim, and as long as you complete your claim and get it submitted within 12 months of that first date that you started, they will keep that initial intent to file date as your effective date for any back pay. So in other words, you start a claim, started to go through it and realized, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me continue to figure out what I need to do. And let's say that it takes you 10 months to figure it all out, get all your evidence together and get it submitted to the VA yourself through the online portal. Now let's say that it takes another 10 months for the VA to fully adjudicate your claim. Now what's going to happen is whatever award amount there is, they're going to go, okay, well, you filed your claim 10 months ago, but you filed your intent to file 10 months prior to that, which is within the 12-month time frame. So we're going to back pay you 20 months. Okay, so you can file your claim yourself. Bottom line, you can file your claim yourself. So that's fine. So now, definitely there's people that can do it. People that have the ability to put it together in the right way and not shortchange themselves, and they've done a ton of research and blah, blah. For most people, I am a big fan of going with an accredited vet rep or a veteran organization to file your claim. Now, there's a couple different reasons why. One is they're used to filing claims with the VA, so they know where the T's need to be crossed and the I's that need to be dotted, and they can also potentially see other opportunities in your claim as you're starting to put it together. Okay, so they'll be able to have that conversation with you. Okay, I see you're putting in for your back. Well, how's your sleep? Because that would be a secondary. Or did you get checked for arthritis? Because you might have some arthritis in there, and that would be another claim. So there could be that type of dialogue that you might not be thinking about, and those are just some easy examples. So that's one. The other reason why an accredited rep is very important is because, now there's different versions. There's the government organization accredited representatives. There are accredited attorneys, accredited agents. So there's different flavors of that. I'm talking specifically about the free accredited vet rep or veteran organization, like your Veteran Service Office, which typically are either housed at your state level, so a state like your Veterans Affairs for the state that you live in, or down into the county, at the county level, or a combination thereof. And then also your VFWs, your American Legions, DAV, they will also have accredited reps. So with that being said, going with an accredited rep is important because they have experience filing claims. So that's number one. So the more claims that somebody files, the more nuance they're going to understand, the more ability they're going to have to make it a less painful process, we'll say. So the other reason is if they're an accredited rep with the VA, that means the VA recognizes them as essentially an affiliate. And if they're an affiliate with the VA, they're supposed to get what's called a PIV card. It's kind of like our CAC cards, a common access card. It's got a little computer chip in it. And you can put it into your desktop card reader, and you can remote in to a VA dashboard. And essentially, you're getting a VA workstation. And as an accredited rep, if you are the accredited rep that is the appointed agent for you, right? If that's that relationship, you appointed them to run your claim, they're running your claim. They now have access to look at your claim process, read some notes and what have you. They don't get the full behind the curtain, but they get a nice look into your claim, and they can, based on different things they see, they can give some sort of judgment on, hey, look, this thing looks like it's stalled somewhere. I'm going to do a little poke and get it to get looked at again or whatever. So that's one thing that they're able to do for you, which you cannot do yourself. So that's really important. Now, your veteran organizations or veteran service reps, when I think about, who would be the best to go with, that's really a broad kind of scope of a question, because there's so many different things and every state's different. You could have somebody that, for example, works at the DAV and they work full time and they're doing claims for DAV as an accredited rep, and they're working 5 days a week, right? That person probably has a lot of experience, good to go. You might have somebody else at some other, veteran service organization out there, for us who means well, but maybe they're doing, hey, I do it every third Thursday. I'll help people out with claims. Maybe for something super easy, cool, but I would rather have somebody who has, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of claims under their belt every single month or two, so they're up to speed with things. What happens is the VA laws are constantly changing. So not too long ago, if you didn't agree with a decision, you would file what was called an NOD, a notice of disagreement. Well, those changed, and now you have 3 different tracks that you file claims on. So there's a lot of nuance. You have the Mission Act, you have the PACT. So it's important to have a vet rep who's up to speed with all that stuff. And the only way you're going to be up to speed is if you're doing enough claims consistently to where you're forced to be up in front and understand what's going on. Now, to the part of paying, this is my own personal opinion. Take it or leave it. I think, personally, with a good accredited vet rep or veteran service organization that's helping you through it, who has a lot of experience or do a lot of claims, you're good for your initial claim. You're good for an appeal. The only time where there's, just to use the simplest terms I can, there's 2 different kind of courts that you can go to for appeal. Okay, the first one at the Board of Appeals, if it gets denied there, you can also push it up again to another one. So, and I don't remember the exact names off the top of my head. I'll find them and put them in the description below. It's at that point, in my opinion, where, as you're pushing it to the courts, where you need to take a step back and strategize a little more, because obviously it hasn't been a smooth ride, and you may need to pay for representation. Maybe, right? Every person's situation is different. I personally had a claim that was denied back in the day. I got my Form 9 and filed my Notice of Disagreement, the Form 9, all these different things, different process then. And I pushed it all the way, and it went through the appeal process, got denied again, and ended up pushing it through to the courts so it could get seen by a veteran law judge, and it did, and they ruled in my favor. I felt strong enough with my case and everything that I buckled in there, and I provided additional evidence that I felt pretty good that was as much as I can do. So I did not seek any sort of paid services. But all that to say is that, you don't need to jump out and pay out of your pocket. There's plenty of resources out there that are accredited with the VA with tons of experience that will do a bang-up job for you. So just want to make sure you're keeping some money in your pocket and not spending it if it's not necessary. So with that, go ahead and cut it here. Appreciate every single one of you. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.